Today we're going to discuss whether the Timex Q is just a glorified Christmas cracker trinket or whether it's really worth all the hype it's been having in 2019.
Hello, we're Clockbait. I'm Luke.
I'm Anthony.
And today we have in a Timex Q that's been kindly lent to us by our friends over at Prize Watch. They'll be out very, very soon, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, there'll be a video to come, won't there? So
yeah, definitely. I should mention as well a massive thank you to a chap that follows us, David Golding, who has provided us with these, you hopefully can tell, a new lighting setup.
yeah, let us know what you think below actually on the new
Thank you so much, David.
Absolutely fantastic. Generosity is amazing. Obviously David watches our videos and clearly realised that our lighting setup is just a little bit shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely fantastic generosity. He's given us some lights and it is amazing. I can almost see the redness in Luke's skin as he's getting a suntan from these lights.
Nice.
It is brilliant. I've had to turn the heating off. They're that warm. Yeah. Yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. So yeah, thank you very much for that.
I don't need to get sunburned again.
Anyway, we're running out of factor 50 really quick.
Anyway, Timex Q.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, so it is probably one of the biggest releases, bizarrely, of 2019. Timex have...
Yeah. I don't know where it's all come from, though. It's all of a sudden, Timex, you just kind of appreciate it. It's like a lot of people have that as their first watch when they're a kid. They have like a little Timex, or people pick up Timexes at boot sales or things like that. They're just not really associated with a watch you want, and then all of a sudden they've announced this quartz reissue and everyone has completely lost their shit over it.
Well, they did.
It's just mad.
Well, they jumped on a couple of things. They jumped on the fact that vintage is cool, right? So vintage looking things is cool, are cool.
Yeah, it's true. Cool. Yeah.
And what they also had on their plus side is the fact that Hodinkee actually released an article prior to launch of these.
And anything that's got Hodinkee written all over it.
This could have been released in brown with no hands. You couldn't tell the time, and people still would have gone mental.
And you could replace the Q with a cartoon dog, and people would still want to buy it. As long as Hodinkee seem to want to go, that's a great watch, buy it. People go out and do it, and twice now it's sold out. So it's not a limited edition watch. It's not limited pieces or anything like that. The hype, they just sell out, and everyone talks about and when they're going to be coming on sale again, who's buying one, and then you have a look in the secondary market and they're like double the price.
So we thought we'd have a look and see whether it's actually worth buying. A couple of things about the spec then. Okay, so
spoiler alert.
Well, not quite. Okay. So a few things about it. So the Timex Q was originally launched in 1979 by Surprise Timex.
And it was their first quartz watch, wasn't it?
I think it was their very first quartz watch they did. And at the time, quartz was obviously quite new technology. Timex were fairly late on into it, but they released this. I don't know whether it was a hit or not. I'd imagine so with the American market.
Well, as you can tell by our youthful looks, we weren't born then, so we
10
just
years too soon. So yeah, that it was released then, and this is a 1-to-1 replica of the watch that was released then. Apart from the only thing that is different is the movement. So you still have the same sizes. You have the 38mm.
Yeah.
You have this, I think, rather cool looking. It's not part of cushion case. It's very, very 70s.
It's a very 70s case with what looks like an integrated bracelet.
And the original, and one of the main criticisms people will say, will just go, well, it's a copy of a Rolex Pepsi. Well, yeah, it was. That's exactly
not really. But that's exactly little quirks. I would never say it's a bad homage or a bad replica.
But that's exactly what Timex were going for. They were genuinely trying to just not take away the market from Rolex at the time, because obviously it's a different price point. But it was their way of going, all right, okay, we've got something that looks like a Rolex, and you pay pennies for it.
I appreciate they've gone their own route with the styling, and the only thing that looks anything like the Rolex Pepsi GMT is the bezel, which. That is one of my biggest gripes to this watch.
The bezel.
It's plastic, man. It's plastic.
It's easy to use.
No, it's crap. It's crap is what it is. It's a plastic bezel. I mean...
Is it aluminium insert though?
I have no idea. The fact that the bezel is plastic, I've got no interest in.
You can actually see.
You can see, they just neglected to paint the sides, so you can see the black plastic. And even if it was metal, I don't think it.
One-to-one replica, mate.
That I really appreciate. The fact that it's a one-to-one replica.
New technology in 1979 in America, so it was popular.
That's such a poor excuse. I do genuinely appreciate the fact that it's a one-to-one replica from the 70s of their first Timex Q. I think that's really cool, and that's about where it stops for me. For people who like the design, like that watch, and like to have a cheap watch, brilliant. Knock yourself out.
That's the other kind of...
That does not deserve the hype. It's not... watches, for me, you have a luxury item also that you really want to own, because watches are special. They're not a necessity nowadays. They are a luxury item. So you want to have a luxury watch. You want to have a nice watch or something that is really good.
Have I just stepped into Archie Luxuries channel here?
No, because I'm not saying it's just a shit just because it's a Timex. No, it's a shitter because it's a shitter. That's it. It's at the end of the day, I appreciate beta watches. I appreciate cheap watches. I mean, I really love my Seikos and my other cheap watches I got. I really do. I've got watches around this price point, and I happily wear them when the mood takes me, when I am working on a car, when I'm doing a bit of DIY. That you will not wear when you're doing anything where you need a shit to watch.
But it is.
Where would you wear that's appropriate? I just don't understand. It's enjoyable, but you know, like when you get exactly going back to the Christmas cracker analogy. You pull a Christmas cracker, it comes with a really shit toy. You play with it for 5 minutes. You've got a little bouncy frog that you flick or anything like that, and then after 5 minutes, after 5 minutes, they say it's a throwaway item. That's how I see that.
I'm amazed you spend 5 minutes with a bouncy frog.
Mate, I'm a simple man.
Yeah, we know that.
Simple things and simple minds, mate. They go together.
I mean, it's obviously done something right. It's resonated with the community. I think it's quite cool. I do quite like it, and I like the way it wears. I was so close to buying it, and I decided not to, and I'm kind of glad I didn't now that I've handled it, because the problem is, exactly as you say, I just wouldn't wear it over other things. And that's not to say that I wear Speedmasters constantly. I rotate a lot of my watches. I've got a Vostok that costs a third of this. But
that's really quite cool. And that's a beta watch. You can literally smash that about. You can wear that appropriately. You can't wear that doing anything like that's going to cause damage to that. Because, hey, it's got a bloody plastic bezel. It is. Do you know what I mean? It would just crack and fall off.
It is.
It feels fragile.
It does feel very, very
incredibly
fragile. One thing I do like the fact they've gone as retro to include the coin slot on the back that you can replace your battery every, what was it? I think it's a Chinese quartz movement. So
I do think it looks really cool. But to me, if someone bought it for me, I'd be like, oh, that's really quite cool. I'd wear it for the afternoon, and then I'd probably either chuck it in the bin or just stick it in the watch box and never ever wear it again. It's just one of those things. It's a novelty item for me.
So I think it leads on to the other point. Then, if we're saying, okay, don't go for this, what would you go for instead? And
at that price point, it's going to be a Seiko.
Yeah,
SKX.
I agree. The Seiko SKX with the Pepsi 009.
Yeah, or the older one, the SKX 033.
Yeah,
which is a fantastic watch with the crown at the right position. But I mean, it's not a comfortable watch to wear. I mean, Robin Williams, right? If he hadn't committed suicide, you could have finished him off by putting one of these on his wrist as torture for the amount of arm hairs.
Do you know what?
I am pretty much as smooth as a bottlenose dolphin on my arms. Like literally from the eyebrows down, I'm generally quite smooth. I'm not manly in the hair department, and if I was, that would be a torture device.
Well,
and it'll look on any other bracelet. So
that's it. The bracelet actually looks cool. I really like the bracelet. I think it looks amazing, and it does. I don't know. I was wearing it the other day, and just about the house, and I was thinking, in fact, the bracelet's not that comfortable.
It is a house watch, you know.
I went to take it off, and just one hair got caught. I thought, it was little tears in my eyes. But yeah, I think the bracelet's quite cool. It is a hair puller. You can get yourself an arm Brazilian.
People would pay a lot of money to wear that and pull the amount of hair out it does. Better than laser surgery, I think.
So get your wife one for Christmas.
She wouldn't wear a like that. She'd be like, oh yeah, nice, cheers.
But yeah, okay, so agreed. I mean,
I from my point of view, let's just sum up on our points of view. So on my direction, it is really cool that it's a 1-to-1 replica of the 70s watch. It is quite cool looking. It is cool looking. I think it's priced almost fairly for what it is. Maybe a little bit on the expensive side.
I think for a Timex, I think it's priced.
The price, the actual price, like aftermarket with people like flipping them, is just absolutely ridiculous.
No.
If you pay 300 or 350 quid for this watch, you've got to be fucking mad.
I think 120 quid. But what are they? 150. So we are.
Feels like a 100 quid watch to me.
Yeah,
really.
it does. It's £100 watch, but it's just down to the fact because they've played on the retro vibe. Then it seems to have just drilled up that hype that they can justify charging that for it.
So quality wise, 100 quid watch, and then 79 quid extra is the artistic license.
I'll tell you what, it feels like a £20 Casio. You know, the metal Casios. That's what it feels like. Even down to the clasp, but that's what it feels. It feels exactly like that. And I mean, it's not going to be expensive to make. Let's be honest. It's got probably the cheapest quartz movement, I'm guessing here, but it's not going to have an expensive quartz movement inside. And
I will get that there will be a big fan, like there will be big fans of this watch.
I think it's quite cool. I personally, I would have one in a collection just to have it there.
Yeah.
But would it ever leave the watch box?
And for people who do genuinely love that watch and they wear it all the time, hats off to you, fantastic. If you find it comfortable, then that's what you like. Everyone has different tastes. But as a general populist thing, and the fact that it's got so much hype, it does not deserve that hype at all. If Houdinki hadn't even mentioned it, no one would have even paid any bloody notice of it.
Oh, Timex have played a blinder.
They have absolutely played
a blinder with the marketing.
No one would give a crap about it if Houdinki hadn't have said anything. And the fact that there's only limited run numbers of just how much they get in each production batch has only just concreted the fact that everyone then wants it even more because of people want what they can't have. It's just such a weird one, isn't it? It's like, basically what I'm saying is, if you like it, you like it. I think you have to really like the look of the watch, but don't be expecting fantastic quality. Don't be expecting something that you'll be wanting to wear all the time. I don't think the longevity of that watch is going to be. It seems to me as a throwaway item nowadays. That just does not seem like. It
probably shows the amount that you see vintage ones of these online. You see none because no one kept them.
No, they were just throwing them in. Yeah, yeah. And then in the 70s, who's going to be wearing those in the 80s and 90s? You just wouldn't, because it's just such a 70s design. So it would have been kept in a drawer, the battery would have leaked out, and then that horrible little quartz movement would have just shriveled up and died. So hardly any of them are going to be still serviceable, are they, really? Right. What are your opinions on it, though?
I like it, but I wouldn't wear it. Like I said before, I'd have it in a watch box. I'd say I wouldn't wear it. That's no watch snobbery. Like I say, I have plenty of watches that actually.
Yeah, I would rather your £80 Vostok. In fact, I quite like your Vostok.
£50.
£50. There you go. So it's even cheaper.
Stock. I appreciate what Timex have done. I absolutely think they've played a marketing, like I said, marketing blinder. They've really gone to town with that, and people have bought into the hype. And what it has done for Timex, it's almost brought them into. For people that are outside of the US that wouldn't consider Timex, it's at least got the hype driven to make them consider looking at Timex. So for future releases, it's definitely put them more into the limelight.
That's a really good point then, because of obviously the more Timex get exposure and the more they get feedback from the watch community, perhaps if they want to listen,
well, they
really might start to bring out some really cool pieces. Timex have been around for ages, so I think they might start bringing out some more cool quality pieces.
Well, I think between that and the manual 1 mile and that 34mm one, that I think it's really quite cool.
I like the
Seagull
Marlin.
movement.
It's a shame it's a bit small. The Seagull movement, that's good. So it's worth the money actually. I think the Marlin. I do quite like the Marlin.
But I think between that and that, I think they're gradually trying to cater for the more enthusiast market, and that shows. They have this brilliant presence on social media as well. They answer everyone's questions. I think fair play to them. Like, but outside of it,
how many watch companies do that?
I know. Outside of America, I mean, people tend not to pick up Timexes. So if they're trying to explore going to a certain foray into the international market, and just making these affordable watches that are fun, then fair play. But I'm really quite torn on it. I wouldn't buy one. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that every watch has to be expensive because that's just nonsense. It definitely doesn't. But it needs to feel nice.
Okay.
As a watch, it's not a must-have item that you have to have on. Why compromise? Let's just have something decent on the wrist, regardless of the cost. It needs to be nice.
So if that review doesn't prove that we don't plan any of these at all, because we've just gone round in circles debating our own heads whether we like it or not. But let us know what you think. I can already feel the dislikes coming in.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I didn't offend anyone, but that's my own personal opinion. And well, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. So drop your opinion down below. I'm really interested in. I'm really looking forward to the comments that are going to be below. And yeah,
if you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just click away from the screen and give us a subscribe as well if you can. It helps us out, and we're almost at 2,000, which seems to be growing a little bit now. So we're enjoying it. We're having fun.
So yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya. Bye.